They begin on the ground with Kamara. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Well, this defense for the Panthers, they were very good in the win last week against Jacksonville.
Yeah, we're definitely in top form and pitched a shutout, as a matter of fact. That's the cherry on top of a great week of preparation. And you know what? These guys are eager to keep it going. So motivation this week, not an issue.
And they'll stop him after a gain of a couple to the 33. Carr looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Got a man complete to Cedric Wilson. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. The Saints at 500 now, 4-4 on the year. They come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Kamara gets it again on 2nd down. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And he's going to get this pretty close to a first down. Stopped at the Panthers' 40-yard line. Carr going to try and throw on 3rd down. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Carr going to go on 4th down. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. Charles, their first drive of the game, and already they're taking chances here, but they get the 4th down conversion. I'm curious, do you think that that's something they game planned for on the opening drive if it came up, or is that something that happened organically?
I think that they game planned for it.
The ball is out. Kamara fumbled it, and it's picked up by the Panthers.
Let's face it, everybody at the start of a game has a mental image of how they expect it to go, and I think that was going exactly as they scripted it offensively. Moving the ball well, seemingly in control, and that fumble, that's got to be a little bit deflating, don't you think?
Yep, foiled the whole plan there, turned the ball over. 1st and 10 for the Panthers as Corral gets him set at their own 15. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's got room. And now off to the races down the right side. 20. Touchdown, Carolina.
Well, that's how you take advantage of an early turnover. A sudden change situation, meaning ball's turned over. How's both sides going to handle it? One side handled it way better. They went right out on the field and put the ball in the end zone.
One play, that just added insult to injury.
Yeah, that just tells you on the defensive side, they didn't come out ready to go, still reeling from the fact that the ball got turned over.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And he will take this one all the way back inside the 35-yard line.
Well, you gave up the first touchdown of the game, but how about the response? Big-time return. Now it's their chance to try and put points on the board.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Throwing now is Carr. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. He couldn't get rid of it. He winds up losing a yard. It's 2nd down. After the sack here, 2nd and 11. A first carry for Gary Brightwell. He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. So he's been automatic to this point in the season, and he connects on the field goal here.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they are trying to create some separation within the division. And look, CD, I know that this is still the first half of the season, but this is a big matchup no matter where it falls because these are the top 2 teams right now in that division.
And if you can build a bit of a cushion as you head towards the second part of the season, that allows you to survive the expected injuries, potential upset losses, all of those things, and still be in good shape.
Taken down at the 42. So, Charles, offensively, this group really playing at a high level, 7-0. And we're still a long ways from discussing a potential unbeaten season, I think. But to use a golf expression, no blemishes on the card, at least to this point.
Yeah, unlike my teenage years where there were blemishes everywhere and the dermatologist was on speed dial. But I do think that they're going to have to start answering questions about this stuff if they keep winning games. You and I both know, we in the media, we'll start to obsess about it and wonder, can they take it all the way to an undefeated season?
In motion goes the tight end. Play action here. Corral. Steps away to his left. And he'll just get rid of it.
Now that's a good bounce back after giving up a touchdown on the opening drive. Just 1 first down permitted and then out. Obviously no loss of confidence with that defense, and now they get to turn it back to their offense.
Going for it on 4th down. Corral. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Marshawn Lattimore. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, we're going to play mistake-free football. That just went out the window there with the pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
So the completion good for just 3, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's the option. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Derek Carr taking it in from the 20. And the Saints have moved out in front. So a design run all the way, and he took it the distance. I don't know that anybody saw that coming.
This play, how about the vision of it, being able to see the open field, make his move, and get there. Oftentimes, defenses have a spy for the quarterback position to try to take care of it. On that play, if they did, it certainly is.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
You know, are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number one goal? Make the playoffs. Number two, win your division. Number three, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number one seed so you get that first round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now a handoff looking right. 119 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. On 2nd down, they'll run it here. Touchdown, Carolina!
Bottom line, when you play a runner with these talents, you've got to be able to wrap up and get him on the ground. Or the first person who gets there, hold him up long enough for the next wave to get there and get him down. Otherwise, he will continue downfield and find pay dirt.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and the lead is now 14-10. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And he tries to get as much as he can here while protecting the football as he dives to the ground. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. 4-4 their record through 8 games on the season. Would you say that this team has overperformed, underperformed, or are they kind of right where you thought that they would be?
Do you mind if I say yes, yes, and yes? Because ultimately to me, 4-4 is about where they should be because we've seen weeks where they've been really, really good. They've looked terrific. Other weeks where we wondered just how good is this team? They want to be consistent in their play, not consistently inconsistent, which is what they've been thus far.
They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2. And this offense on 3rd down today, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Now Carr. And it's caught over the middle. Wilson. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. They'll go for it. It's Carr. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
Well, it all came together on that one, didn't it?
Big time throw on 4th.
Now that had to feel good, didn't it? Taking that type of a gamble there and making it pay off. What a throw.
And tough as a receiver because no matter how perfect the pass, you know it's 4th down and you got to convert.
A little bit of extra pressure.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Brandon Smith picks it off. And the Panthers are going to take possession of the football.
Offensively, when you see cover 2, the thought has to go through the quarterback's head. Drive the football when making throws. It's not just the deep guys covering. It's the guys underneath you have to be careful of. Drive your throw. Otherwise, you see what results? Interceptions.
Off-play action. Here's Corral. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. He's got it for a Panther touchdown. And Isabella, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Panthers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, that didn't take long. The turnover instantly almost turning into points.
And when that happens, a lot of teams have the mentality of let's strike right now. You got them off balance after the turnover or the takeaway. Let's go get it. And that's exactly what they did.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and that makes it a 21-10 game.
Saints 10. Harrison Butker set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And they are winners of 2 straight games as they have climbed back to 500 now on the season.
And you and I both know that this can be a...
He's got a man, complete. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Trying the left side with Kamara. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Now Carr. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And the Panthers will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Off play action. Here's Corral. And that is incomplete.
The name of the game is always on defense, put pressure on the quarterback. And that's exactly what they've done today. It looks like they've got him a little bit rattled. That would have been the 2nd interception in the first half.
On 3rd down, Corral. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be just shy of the 20 at the 19 as he goes out of bounds. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Now, that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch the game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the 1st down sticks are, yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
Looking for Thielen, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football.
So first thing crossed my mind is why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely. And from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
On 2nd down, Kamara. He will push his way down to about the 14. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. From the gun now on 3rd down, Carr finding Alvin Kamara for the completion. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. The gain of 5 that time gives him the conversion and makes it 1st and goal. Now Carr. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Good yardage on 1st down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal? A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
They'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Here's Carr. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Von Bell. And the Panthers are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. And the defense, Charles, they bent a little bit, but they did not break. And then on 3rd and goal there, the huge interception.
Think of the momentum they're carrying with them right now, Brandon, because in their mind, whether they want to admit it or not, they were conceding 3 points. Their goal was to keep them out of the end zone, not give up a touchdown. Instead, they give up nothing. What a big-time play and a big-time stop by them.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Well, no kneeling for them. They decided they weren't going to run out the clock. They decided to take their shot downfield, hoping either make a connection or a pass interference call. They wanted more points to put on the board.
Meanwhile, Corral's throw taken in by Isabella. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys that we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And some room to roam now. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. The Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in the second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Man, 216 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special runs in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time.
And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. And here's a handoff out of the gun. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25.
The tackle made at the 24-yard line. A gain of 15. 1st down, Carolina.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old-school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Here's a quick throw to Thielen. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a 1st down there. A good run of 6 yards there. Gets him closer to the goal line with 2nd down coming up.
That's good hard running right there on 1st and goal. That gets him down to the 2. That puts a lot more pressure on that defense.
They've been in the red zone 3 times in this game and have not scored a single point. Can they break through here on 2nd and goal? Running the jet sweep. This is Thielen with it. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Well, they gave up a few yards there, but all in all, I think it's a pretty nice job defensively against the jet sweep. If they don't slow him up, he might take it to the house, so they'll take that play every time on the defensive side of the ball.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. A great play there with his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 15 on the year. And the Panthers take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And he goes across the 20 to the 22. Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 22.
2nd and 5 at the 22-yard
Carr
line.
going to throw. And now this one may draw a penalty. He just blindly threw that one to the sideline. And, yep, indeed, the flag is out. So now it's 3rd and long, because remember, they also lose it down on the grounding call. To throw, it's Carr. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And the Panthers are going to take possession of the football. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is a team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Here's the option going right. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal. The deuce is wild here. 2nd down and 2 with just about 2 minutes on the clock. Now they'll put a receiver in motion left. They'll try to run this one in. And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. A great effort there with his 13th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Panthers take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. Extra point by Butker is on target, and they open the lead up now to 25. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Quite well. To about the 35, 2nd down. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
They stay on the ground. This time it's Kamara. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
He's tackled at the 40-yard line.
To throw his Carr. The kidder here, it's complete. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 47. A 10th carry for Kamara. On the move past the 40. They find some open field here. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara with career touchdown number 109. That ties it with Barry Sanders on the all-time NFL list. And the Saints are able to get a score back in the final stages of this 3rd quarter. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage.